I highly doubt this is still a thing because I feel like trends only last about a week, two tops in some instances. But do you guys remember or happen to unfortunately stumble upon that really dumbass trend of the NPC lady? She was the one who had like that robotic voice, and pretty much if you sent her emojis with, I guess it was a donation attached or something, she would pretty much act out those paid emojis. So she was basically reacting to whatever symbol you were sending her. If you sent a coconut picture emoji thingy, she would go like, coconut so good. Or alternatively, I forget which button this was for, but sometimes she would make a bubble bursting sound. So maybe if you send her bubbles, that's what she would do. I just remember telling myself that is so stupid and it's so dumb that this lady would stay up for like 6 hours grinding just doing that. And then of course I had a bunch of thoughts about how, imagine if someone like that was actually out here being productive. What if this is a person who she found a couple of bucks now, but maybe she'll be that person who goes out and expects really weird, stellar customer service, something like that. And I'm not limiting this to just her. I'm saying anybody who does not work in a particular industry and you are visiting this industry to get a service and you understand nothing about it, you have no experience with it, and then you go up there with this attitude, demanding things, feeling like you're a god because you're out spending your money or something. And then I thought, what if collectively some of these folks who just escaped having what we consider a traditional regular job, what if we were all out here in the workforce just making things work? If you're, say, at a store and you're upset that the lines are backed up, where's your resume? Where's your application? If you're really that concerned about how behind we are with things, little things like that. And people can say all they want, oh, you're going to be replaced with a robot, you're going to be replaced with a machine and all that. I don't get intimidated by that, because the good thing is that people are stupid. You cannot cure stupid. And people are still going to need people. And I don't know if you have observed, but when you call a number, you usually tend to get frustrated if you just get an automated system and you have to be put on hold for the next available representative. So do you really think that we are all gonna just disappear from jobs in which you're providing some sort of a service? No, we're not. I'm not worried about that. And you can try to harvest intelligence artificially, but that still doesn't intimidate me, because if I have learned anything from the advancements of technology, is that it's always going to be broken somewhere. It's something, some of these concepts are kind of new out here, and if you ask me, the first generation of something is always the worst one. And it reminds me of a friend of mine who told me that in regards to cars. He was like, never buy the first generation of a particular model, or do not buy the first model of a new generation. Say my Corolla is from 2013, but I remember that this generation came out in 2011. So the 2011 one probably had stuff going on that they were able to find, and hopefully for the second model it was improved, and by the time that we got to mine, most of those things should have been addressed already. And then mine was pretty much the last one. The way I look at it is jobs and technology are no different. Every time we launch a new program at work, the first 3 to 4 years of it, 5 in some cases, always suck. Always suck. That's when you're discovering bugs and problems and all those things that don't even get resolved entirely, and you just have to kind of learn to deal with. So because of that, I'm like, sure, a lot of things as I know it are going to change and some things are going to disappear, but the core of serving people, I don't think you can really get rid of, no matter how hard you try. So, like with this NPC trend, I couldn't help but be like, okay, is it creative? Yes, because I was someone who played video games, and I remember imitating the things that I would see video game characters doing, especially the stance that they had. I love it when I watch a video of someone imitating a video game stance. I just remember telling myself, this trend's so dumb. This does my brain. It just declines. Get some sunshine. Go exercise. I don't know. To me, this stuff just makes me proud that I have the kind of resilience that I have. That even though I'm frustrated with my job, I try to not disparage it, because I'm not really a believer in don't bite the hand that's feeding you, because I'm like, motherfucker, you're not feeding me. I'm feeding myself. I went out there, I showed up, and you have to provide me with the feeding, because otherwise you know that nobody would show up to do this without any kind of reward. So stop saying don't bite the hand that feeds you, because I earned it. You know, you're not just feeding me. I can say that about my mom. Like, sure, my mom definitely was the hand that fed me for a long time, but outside of that, if I had to earn it, I'm feeding myself as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I thought I would just randomly put this out there because I had another day from hell, and I have observed that weekends are now very, very, very difficult to survive. And I thought that I would just put this out there because it helps me chill and relax. And I'm just parked now in like a desolate lot, and the wind is a little chilly. That's why I have my window cracked. It's helping me calm myself because dang, my adrenaline was so high. And I was also feeling bad for my manager, who I have told you guys is my friend, because I never see him display emotions, especially negative one. He's a pretty calm, quietly upbeat, hopeful kind of guy. But today I saw his demeanor change to the point that he was like kind of letting things drop and kind of like, I don't want to say slamming stuff or throwing them, but it was kind of like, as opposed to placing things gently, he would just go like that type of thing. And I'm like, I know what he's going through. At the same time, I'm happy because we got through that together, even though we kept getting bombarded with bad news after bad news after bad news, and we kept having to change our roles to fit a particular need. Now that I'm off and away from that and taking a second to reflect on the kind of day that I had, I'm just happy that I'm able to just go through it, cope silently. You know, while I was there, I wasn't bad mouthing anybody or anything like that. It's one of those things that makes me feel like, well, if I can survive this, I can survive anything. But of course, it's not healthy for me to tolerate this for much longer, because I wouldn't want for this to be something that I go through, say, in a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship in which I'm just surviving, getting by, tolerating issues. Like, at some point, you deserve to be peaceful and enjoy what you do, enjoy what you're cultivating, and go out there and just be peaceful. But current times just don't support that, and it's a shame. It really is.